ഹലോ ഗൈസ്, വെൽക്കം ബാക്ക് ടു അവർ ചാനൽ ലീഗൽ നെക്സസ്. ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത് കൗൺസിൽ ഓഫ് മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആണ്. കമ്പോസിഷൻ നോക്കാം. All the members of political ruling party entitled minister are collectively known as Council of Ministers. There are three levels of or type of ministers: cabinet minister, state minister, deputy minister. Sometimes there may be an apprentice minister known as the parliamentary secretary. Cabinet is the small form of all cabinet ministers and state ministers with independent charge. Number of the ministers in India has been confined by 91 Constitutional Amendment Act 2003 as 50% of MLAs. Cabinet ministers. The strength of cabinet minister is 50-20. The current cabinet minister strength in India 31, including the Prime Minister. It is the core of the Council of Ministers. The term cabinet is mentioned in Article 352 by the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978. The cabinet is the highest decision-making body regarding policies. Ministers of State. There are two types: independent charge and attached office. Ministers of State attend cabinet meetings only when they are invited. The attached ministers of the state help the cabinet ministers to assist their working. Deputy ministers. These ministers are not independent and attached to cabinet ministers. Constitutional provision നോക്കാം. Article 163. Council of Ministers to aid and advise governor. There shall be a council of ministers with the chief minister as the head to aid and advise the governor in the exercise of his functions, except in so far so he is by or under this constitution required to exercise his function or any of them in his discretion. If any question arises whether any matter is or is not a matter as respected which the governor is by or under this constitution required to act in his discretion, the decision of governor in his discretion shall be final, and the validity of anything done by the governor shall not be called in question on the ground that he ought or ought not to have acted in his discretion. The question whether any and if so what advice was tendered by ministers to the governor shall not be inquired into any court. ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ 163 പ്രകാരം ഗവർണർക്ക് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഫംഗ്ഷൻസ് നിർവഹിക്കുന്നതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി എന്തെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള എയ്ഡ് ആൻഡ് അഡ്വൈസ് നൽകാൻ ഒരു കൗൺസിൽ ഓഫ് മിനിസ്റ്റർ വിത്ത് ദ ഹെഡ് ഓഫ് ചീഫ് മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആവശ്യമാണെന്ന് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഗവർണർക്ക് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വിവേചനാധികാരത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി എന്തെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് അറൈസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള അന്തിമ തീരുമാനം ഗവർണർക്കായിരിക്കും. അതുപോലെ കൗൺസിൽ ഓഫ് മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ഏതെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിനുള്ള അഡ്വൈസ് ഗവർണർക്ക് നൽകിയെങ്കിൽ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് കോടതിയിൽ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നതല്ല. ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ 164 ക്ലോസ് 1. The chief minister and other ministers shall be appointed by the governor on the advice of chief minister, and the minister shall hold the office during the pleasure of the governor, provided that in the state of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Orissa there shall be a minister in charge of tribal welfare who may in addition be in charge of welfare of the scheduled caste and backward classes or any other work. The Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly of the state. Before a minister enter upon his office, the governor shall administer him the oaths of office and of secretary according to the form set out for the purpose in the third schedule. A minister who for any period of 6 consecutive months is not a member of the legislature of the state shall at the expiration of the period cease to be a minister. The salaries and allowances of ministers shall be such as the legislatures of the state may from time to time by law determine, and until the legislature of the state so determines shall be as specified in the Second schedule. Tenure and oath. Ministers are appointed up to the pleasure of the governor and or till the majority of the government in assembly. No specific qualification is fixed except the choice of the chief minister on various parameters. The oath as minister is mentioned in third schedule of the Constitution of India and it is sworn in the presence of the governor. Collective responsibility of ministers in functional manner. Powers and duties നോക്കാം. All the ministers enjoy delegated powers from governor and chief minister. Rule of business makes the power of each minister. Policy making in main functions. POST hope in terms of concerned department activities. Announcement and reply in the state legislature. Administration and maintenance of public order. Various appointments guiding the legislature. Control over the state exchequer and functionaries of the concerned department. Execution of central laws and decision of the union government. Power of Council of Ministers നോക്കാം. Legislative power. Despite the fact the Parliament has legislative authority over the Union, the Council of Ministers play an important role in the legislative process. Ministers are both members of Parliament and leaders of government ministries. They actively and completely participate in the legislative process. They are the ones who propose and pilot the majority of the legislation. The Parliament devotes 90% of its time on governmental work which is managed by ministers. A bill that is not supposed by the Council of Ministers cannot be passed since the ministry has the support of the majority in Parliament. If the Lok Sabha adopts a measure that Council of Ministers oppose or reject a bill that the Council of Ministers support or if the Cabinet's budget is rejected, it is deemed a vote of no confidence in the government and the whole Council of Ministers resigns. While doing so, the Prime Minister or Cabinet may propose to the President the dissolution of Lok Sabha. Executive power. The Council of Ministers perform all of the executive power of the President of India. The Cabinet creates policies that are then presented to Parliament for approval. It secures parliamentary approval for those measures before putting them into effect. It handles the administration of union in line with established policies. The Cabinet or Prime Minister coordinates and controls all government ministries. The Cabinet is responsible for developing foreign policies as well as any domestic policies deemed crucial for the general growth of the country. All of the Council of Ministers policies and decisions are collectively accountable to the Lok Sabha. Failure on any front might spell the end of the ministry. Emergency power. When using emergency power, the President always acts on advice of the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. The President may declare an emergency only with the permission of the Cabinet. He takes all essential efforts to address the situation in line with the Prime Minister's and his Council of Ministers advice. ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചത് കൗൺസിൽ ഓഫ് മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആണ്. യൂഷ്വലി കൗൺസിൽ ഓഫ് മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സിനെ കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരു അവബോധം ഉള്ളതാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ വളരെ ബ്രീഫായിട്ടാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്. താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ വാച്ചിങ് ദിസ് വീഡിയോ. ഇഫ് യു വാണ്ട് ദിസ് വീഡിയോ ഹെൽപ്ഫുൾ, ഡോണ്ട് ഫോർഗെറ്റ് ടു ലൈക്ക്, ഷെയർ ആൻഡ് സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ഫോർ more legal insights.